Hey guys, welcome back to Lonnie's Garage. I know it's been a while since we've done a video update on the go-kart. So as you can see, we've got it setting up here again. We're going to start building some A-arms up front. We're going to build upper and lower. They'll be using Heim joints. So, spinning around here to the jig table. If you've seen the last video, you know that I drilled a bunch of holes through the top of the work table here. 408 of them to be exact. 2-inch on centers. But anyhow, it works great to clamp everything down. As you can see, we've got an A-arm that is already jigged up over here. And if you've watched any kind of go-kart videos, you're going to know who Redbeard's Garage is. The dude, him and his team over there, they're pretty smart. They do a lot of stuff. It inspired me to build my A-arms kind of like how they did. He built a jig. I don't have enough metal to build the jig, but I've got mine clamped up here. I know all the measurements. We'll start out with, this is 1-inch OD DOM tubing. It's got a 3/4 inch ID. So it means it's got a 1/4 inch wall. The Heim joints that we're going to be using is the same ones that Redbeard's Garage linked in his video description. They are sold on Amazon by Barnes 4-wheel drive. They are 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch Heim joints with 20 thread. You order 8 of them, you get 4 left-handed threads and 4 right-handed thread. Anyhow, as you can see, I've got this clamped down to the table, and I'll give you some quick measurements. We've got this one right here. It's 10 inches from the center of this one to the center of that one. Comes down, we've got a 15-degree bend right here, and we took the homemade pipe, the tubing notcher, and we notched this out. And as you can see here, let me show you, we've got a bend also here. This is to account for your camber and your caster. You gotta account for all that good stuff. You can see we've got it coming past this a little ways. I do that because later I'm gonna put another pipe that's gonna come across here and also up here. This is gonna be the bottom A-arm. Your upper A-arm is going to be a different length. This one, let me get my tape measure here, and I'll tell you how long this one is. Just a second. This one measures out to be 17¼ inches long from front to back. That's not counting when you get your Heim joints on. By the time you get your Heim joints on, it's going to change that quite a bit, actually. Let me see if I can get an accurate measurement of this. That will change it to, gotta pull out more tape. The overall length will be 21 and a half. So that's going to change it. And that's with them screwed all the way in like they are right now. So, anyhow, we have already got our brackets made. These are going to go for the control arms. And as you can see, they'll get welded up there. This is 1.5 inches by 3/8 inch flat stock that I cut. You have to allow for your caster and your camber. That way your wheel gets good travel. These are going to separate, I think, anywhere from 6 to 8 inches apart from each other. I'll determine that whenever I decide on how I build my spindles. But anyhow, let's get this tacked down here. I'm not going to fully weld it just yet, just going to tack it. Also guys, if you see my table looks kind of oily, that's because it is. We're going to try something. The anti-splatter, you can buy it, but I don't have no local supply store that's open today. So we're going to try some Heim non-stick. I was told on the forums and all over Google, a lot of people substitute Heim for anti-splatter, so we're going to try that out. Also guys, in the bottom of the video description here, I'm going to link y'all to Redbeard's garage. Like I said, he is the guy that originally designed these. I'm not going to take credit for his stuff. But anyhow, like I said, he's original that I've seen. I mean, a lot of people have done this, you know, but, and they build them this way also, but he's where I got mine, so. Now we're going to mark these 6 inches from the end on every one of them. That gives us a reference of where to put it in the bender. I've got a mark on my bending die that I have been lining up. So this just ensures that I keep it in that same spot. My bend starts at the same spot as all of them will. The reference mark that I'm speaking of, if you can see it right there. And what I do is I'll put my pipe in here. You can see the mark. What I do is just line them up right there. Alright guys, as you can see, we've got the pipe down inside here. This is just a Harbor Freight 12-ton hydraulic pipe bender. It's just a manual one. And what I do is I've got a digital meter, angle finder if you will. And you can see the numbers right there. Let me get it zoomed in. There we go. That's on 0 right now. I zeroed out. I've got it on the magnet, or on the pipe rather, I'm sorry. So now what we're going to do is we'll start jacking on this thing, and we want to go to 17.2 degrees because you're going to have a little bit of spring back after you release this. So here in just pretty quick you'll start seeing it. There comes the pipe right there. Start seeing some numbers here. Where are we at? Alright. As you can tell, we're already at 13, 14, 15, 17.2 is where we're going to be. So now we'll slow it down real slow. There we go. That's where we want to be right there. Now I'll release this and it should go to 15, around 15.6, 15.8. There we go. Sorry about that. Anyhow, it's 15.8. So now we're going to take it out of here. Take our, this is the one I've got. It's called AccuMaster. I think I got it off of Amazon. But anyhow, we'll release our pipe. that gives us our angle that we need. Now we'll mark up 1/2 inch from here, and this is where our hole saw will start going through the outside edge of our hole saw. Let me see if I got one on here. Here we go. We'll just use this one as a reference. The outside edge of our hole saw right there is going to be, it'll start hitting 1/2 inch from the very end right there. And it'll go straight through. That'll give us our angle that we need. So let me go get the rest of these here done and drill it out, and we'll come back. Alright guys, there you go. As you can see, I've just got it tacked on there. I've got the jack underneath this side. I've got it level. I took my AccuMaster, got it all level. As you can see, let me move this level out of the way. Like I said, just got it tacked, but everything works great. Goes up and down just fine. This is just the lowers. What I'm going to do is, the bearing size on these is a 5/8 ID. So in order for me to figure out the angle I need, I'm going to go ahead and temporarily make a pin, I guess, if you'd call it that, or I'm sorry, a spindle, just a little makeshift one. What I've got is whatever I've done with it. There it is. Excuse the mess. Alrighty. I've got some 5/8 solid steel here. And what I'm fixing to do is, since my Heim joints are 1/2 inch, I'm going to put this in my lathe. And mine's a through lathe, so I can go all the way through, come back out. We're going to trim down probably about, I'm going to say about 1 inch of material. We're going to trim it down from 5/8 down to 1/2 inch. We'll do it on both ends. That way it'll be wide enough to be, in between here, and it'll give me a good idea of how I want to, how short I want to make the top ones, how much shorter than the bottom ones they'll be. So let's get this up in a lathe, and I'm new to the whole lathe scene, so anyhow, let's see what we get. Alright folks, there you go. As you can see, what we've done here is, it started out as this, just a 5/8 cold roll piece of solid steel. We turned it down on the ends down to 1/2 inch. We also took just a regular washer. We took a 5/16 by 18 thread, drilled and tapped each end. So you can see it holds the Heim joints. So all you do is just put this on here, just like so. There we go. Now I know my space in between here is between the middle of this one, right dead center of both Heim joints, is 7 1/4. So that's what my spacing on my upper and lower control arm will be. So I can just put this in there. This is just for testing. Like I say, it's only for mock-up, nothing special. But we'll spin you around here real quick. We'll give you a glimpse. That's with the lower control arms on it. I think it actually looks pretty decent. This is the first one I've ever built, so everything is just tacked on there, and I've just got some washers for spacers for right now. I ordered 3/8 acorn spacers for these Heim joints, so those will come in. Then it'll replace these washers here, so it'll look a lot cleaner, and we'll get some different bolts through here. They'll be grade 8 bolts. The wheelbase will stick out wider than that when it's done, but that's just to give you an idea. So this is a little bit of an update, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. Until next time, God bless each and every one of y'all. Also, don't forget to go check out Redbeard's garage. He is the guy that, like I said, he did these A-arms, uppers and lowers. I've already got all 4 of mine built, but I built them all to the same length. However, I do plan on cutting them off a little bit on the top ones. That way they are unequal, and that's where your caster and camber and all that good stuff comes in. That'll be a later video. But anyhow, yeah, go check out Redbeard's garage. The dude does this all the time. He's real smart. And before anybody says anything, there will be bracing in here, so no need to worry. Also, the link to the Heim joints will be in the video's description below. Barnes 4-wheel drive, they sell them on Amazon, so hit them up. Until next time, guys, God bless you all, and good night.